You guys, welcome back to my channel. Today it is Fragrance Friday and I want to share with you my idea of my fragrance capsule. Now this video was actually started by Emmy and I'm going to put her channel down below. Please feel free to check out her channel. She's amazing. There's so many great ideas she comes up with. Plus she's also my enabler for niche fragrance purchasing, I will say, and you're going to see a whole bunch of them in this lineup. So definitely give Emmy some love. So like I said, my friend Emmy, who has a channel again down below, she started this capsule collection. So like she gave us a few little lists and she kind of went through her own collection and kind of gathered the things that would fit in this list. So that's what we're going to do today. So we're going to be talking about anything from like my nighttime fragrance to a date night fragrance to springtime fragrance. And also if I were to have like a signature fragrance, what one would that be? So we're going to pick out all sorts of fragrances from my collection, which is right over here. And we are going to get right down to the brass tacks. The very first one on this list is what would be my casual fragrance. Fragrance of choice for just hanging out, chilling out, any time of the year really. For my collection, it wouldn't be too hard for me to say that vanilla anything could probably fit into all of these categories. In fact, you're going to see a theme. There's so many vanilla based fragrances in my list because that is what I crave. But if I wanted to crave just a casual fragrance, one I could just throw on, one I know is going to give me some strength, beautiful scent, it would be Kayali's Vanilla 28. So this, as you can see, the juice is nice and mature. It's quite dark. This is a wonderfully sweet vanilla. Oh, and this is a great scent on its own. It's very comforting for me too. I find vanilla very comforting. That's why I'm like casual. It can be anytime you want. But this also layers well with other fragrances, whether it be other Kayali fragrances. Like I like to mix this one with Elixir 11. Also, this is a great base scent for so many other fragrances I have. So that's why I'm going to say the Kayali Vanilla 28 is the #1 casual pick out of my collection right now. Next one is my signature scent. Now, if you guys have been around my channel any length of time, you guys know how much I love this fragrance. I am going to deem this my signature fragrance because it is my absolute favorite fragrance that I have in my entire collection. You guys already know about this fragrance if you've been around for a while. It is Ani by Nishane, and this is an absolute stunner. Probably wear this more in the winter time, but I really felt that this is me in a bottle. Of course, this one has that blast of ginger right off the bat, but then it's got the cardamom, and that's what I get next. And then it just develops into the most amazing vanilla. You see a pattern here? Vanilla. This is an extrait de parfum as well. I love this one. And I know Emmy talks this up as well. It is one of her favorite vanillas as well. It is one of my favorites. And that's why I'm going to say that if I were to be bottled up, I feel like I would be Ani. It is unisex. It is beautiful. It's just this wonderful, gorgeous vanilla at the end of the day. And that's why this one fits as my signature scent. All right, up next in the list is work appropriate fragrance that I would probably wear to work any day, every day. Now, it kind of depends on where you work. There's a lot of places that don't allow fragrance. And that was my case in my previous job that I just left recently because it was a clinic or hospital. And anyway, so we weren't allowed to wear fragrance, but that didn't stop me. I was just more methodical about what I chose. And I did choose to wear this one quite often. In fact, this whole lineup I tend to wear a lot of at work because I don't feel like I'm overwhelming myself or anybody else. And most people just think I smell great, like I walked out of the shower and I just put on great shower gel or something. This is none other than Marc Jacobs Oh So Fresh Daisy. This is the biggest of all the bottles I have from this lineup. It is gorgeous, it's fresh, it's clean, it's available. This is not limited edition. This is just a great fragrance that I would say work appropriate for so many people. I do really enjoy this one and I have worn the heck out of this one to work. All right, next up is what would I wear to go out or go to a party? And we're just starting to get back into that. We're about to move back home where we're going to be around more people in our family, which will be so lovely. We might have more gatherings come Christmas time or holiday season this coming year. So with that said, I'm going to pull another Nishane fragrance that I have. I actually wore it out to the really nice restaurant actually with a bunch of the guys, the submariners from the West Coast who came out here for a course, and I got compliments. The minute I gave someone a hug, they're like, "You smell great." And I feel like this fragrance I'm going to talk to you guys about, it can fit every single season because it's a little fruity, it's a little sweet, but it's not overly fruity. None other than 100 Silent Ways from Nishane. This is beautiful. Just like Ani, this is the same house. This is a powerhouse, an extrait de parfum, very strong, very long lasting. So if you're in a party area, whether outdoors or indoors, people are going to smell you when you walk by. You only need a couple sprays, but this is actually really, really nice. This one just works. It's absolutely beautiful. And like I said, it's got a little bit of fruit in it, but a little bit of a sweetness like vanilla to it. Really, really adore this one. Again, it's unisex, but I would definitely wear this. I would wear this to any party and be noticed because like I said, you will get compliments. So the next one was an interesting pick for me because I kind of stood there in front of my entire collection and I went, we don't go on like formal dates, Nelson and I. We kind of go on adventures and things like that. We'll go for a dinner, but it's not like super fancy unless it was like Valentine's Day or birthday or something. But this fragrance for a date night, which is hilarious because this is not the reason why I picked this. It is by none other than House of Oud Dates Delight. No, it has nothing to do with going on a date and dates being the main contributor to fragrance in this one. But it is just a really sexy, sultry fragrance that I really love. Like I get a slight tobacco in here, I get lots of vanilla, and there's definitely dates in here that I absolutely adore. Tobacco leaf with lots of vanilla, lots of dates. Again, for my date night perfume, irony here, this would be my pick for date night perfume. All right, up next would be the formal pick. So what I would pick for something formal, and again, I haven't been to a wedding, I haven't been to a ball or any sort of fancy occasion where you dress up in probably 4 or 5 years at this point. But you know, if I were to pick something, if we had a ball to go to for the Canadian Navy on the West Coast, say this Christmas, I don't know. But if we were to, this would be the fragrance I would pick because this is uber sophisticated, just absolutely gorgeous. Again, has lots of vanilla in it, but it's also loud and you don't need a lot. So when you walk by somebody, you're gonna give someone the loveliest of lovely trails of the beautiful scent that you're going to put on, and that is MFK's Gentle Fluidity Gold. So I prefer the gold over the silver. They each actually have the exact same ingredients. It's just where they reside on the pyramid, the top, mid, and base notes to create completely different scents. This one to me is so sophisticated. It's sharp, it's strong, but it's not sharp in the sense that it's stingy in my nose. This is just a beautiful scent. In fact, I did wear this to work one day, like I mentioned, in a clinic, and I'm not supposed to, but I did. And my boss is like, what are you wearing? I love it. And I told her, she's like, oh my God. I'm like, you got good taste because girl, this is one of my most expensive perfumes I have in the small little bottle right here. But it's a gorgeous scent, you guys. I would definitely purchase this in a full bottle. It is full bottle worthy for me. If I had somewhere formal to go to, absolutely be MFK's Gentle Fluidity Gold. Very feminine, I believe. Wonderful, wonderful fragrance. This next one, this is just fit for summer. So if I were to choose a summer fragrance, well, this one would be an easy no-brainer for me because I don't want to be without this fragrance ever. And that is none other than Acqua di Gioia by Giorgio Armani. This is the biggest bottle I have of this aqua version. I also have the Ocean, which is my second favorite, and it's in a smaller bottle. Guys, I wore it today. I actually posted on my Instagram today. This is my scent of the day, and I absolutely love this one. I just feel that this is perfect no matter where you live. If you live near a lake, if you live near the desert, the ocean, or you have a pool in your backyard. This is the scent that's very sophisticated. It can take you from daytime to the evening. It's not too floral. It's just absolutely beautiful. Of course, with a name like Aqua, it does have aquatic notes to it, but it's absolutely stunning. It's absolutely gorgeous and beautiful. 100% would recommend. And this would be my summer fragrance if I were to only pick one summer fragrance for the rest of my life, at least for now. The next fragrance is spring. So if I were to pick a fragrance for spring that would remind me of spring and the flowers coming out, the sun's starting to come poke through a little more often. We're starting to see blossoms, things like that. This is the fragrance I would wear. And I've actually mentioned this a few times. This is the ladies who luncheon fragrance for me as well. You're going out a little bit more with your friends, have a meal, hang out with the ladies or guys, it doesn't matter. This is So Scandal by Jean-Paul Gaultier. So Scandal is absolutely gorgeous. It is more of a floral scent, but there's such a beautiful sweetness to it too. Again, I'm not a huge floral fan, but mix it with a lot of vanilla and a lot of other delightful things. And that is how I've come to pull this as my favorite for the spring. I just think this brings on like the early days of summer. We're still in spring, but it's so nice to see the sunshine a little bit more. It's still a little crisp. Wear this outside, wear it inside. It's very powerful, so you don't need a whole lot. So again, so scandal for my pick for spring. And up next is my fall pick. And again, if you guys know me, if you've been watching this channel for a bit, you probably already know. Make your guesses down below. As I mentioned many times before, I am from the South Okanagan Valley in beautiful British Columbia, and that's where my family still resides. And the hometown of mine of Oliver, BC is actually the wine capital of Canada. So there are more wineries per capita in my little tiny town of like just over 5,000 people than anywhere else in Canada. Fall back home was all the harvest of the grapes and things like that. For me, it was Dolce & Gabbana is the only one too, and it's discontinued. I need to get you a backup. I'm not far down on here. I'm about where my thumb ends right there. I do need a backup of this. It's got some berries in it. It's absolutely scrumptious. It reminds me of an oaked barreled wine. An oak barrel, some berries in there, some vanilla, little tiny bit of musk in there, but I absolutely adore this one. And I can't wait to go home and visit my family for the first time in many years. Bring this with me because this will be like for the Festival of the Grape or something like that. I think this is exactly what I'll probably bring with me. So winter is next. And winter for me is kind of where my favorite fragrances kind of fall into. The majority of my top fragrances, where I will spend more money as well on fragrance, is definitely on winter fragrances. I love the thickness, dessert, gourmand, vanilla, something that reminds me of food. I'm there, and normally those are not always, but normally those fall into the winter sense. Now, this pick for winter, it reminds me of winter because it smells just like a chai tea. And it took me a while to warm up to this one because at first I wasn't getting a lot of the lactonic note of a chai tea latte, but then I started wearing it. And when I wear this in the winter time, it really comes out. If I wear this in the summer, I get more of the tea leaves and the spices of a chai, but not the milk. None other than Jovois, Remember Me. If you love chai tea lattes, the milk version of course, this is the one to get. I wore this in my office again at Christmas time, and I'm not supposed to, but someone walked in my office, and I mean, I'd sprayed this on me when I was at home, but someone had walked in my office, I don't know, a couple hours after I'd been there, they're like, it smells like Christmas in here. There's no other way to describe it. It was between this one and one other one, also designed by my favorite nose in fragrance, Cecile Zarokian. But this one essentially won out because someone actually picked it out on me hours after I put it on in my office and said, it smells like Christmas in here. Meanwhile, my office was completely decked out Christmas. I love Christmas. All right, you guys, that is everything. That is my list. I want to thank Emmy again for creating and developing this particular video. I don't think it was necessarily a tag, but there's a lot of us who are like, ooh, that is very interesting. So if you also do videos, definitely take a look at your stash, look at your collection, figure out, even if you don't want to do a video on it, what would your pick be for each of these little sections? And you guys, if you do like this type of video, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe down below if you haven't already. And as always, be safe, take care, and have fun. Bye guys.